Hello everyone, so this is the video lesson 30 and here we are going to start the diffraction topic and let's discuss the basic concepts related to the diffraction which are very useful to understand the topics coming in our syllabus. Okay, so diffraction is basically the bending of the waves around the corners of an obstacle or through the aperture into the region of the geometrical shadow of the obstacle of the aperture. Okay, so diffraction is nothing but it is the bending of the waves, or you can say that it is the violation of the rectilinear path propagation of the waves. Okay, so in the last video sessions we discussed a lot about the interference topic, and interference and diffraction are very close to each other. Okay, so basically interference is due to the superposition of the waves coming from the two coherent sources or some more coherent sources, three coherent sources. Okay, but the diffraction is the superposition of the secondary wavelets coming from the different part of the same wavefront. Okay, so diffraction is a broad category of the superposition, and the interference has some small domain of the superposition. Okay, so the diffraction is basically not explained by using the Newton's theory or by the Young's interference theory of interference. It is only can be explained by the help of Huygens wave theory, and this work was done by the Fresnel, and therefore in that theory the diffracting object, okay, or aperture or the sharp edge effectively becomes a secondary source of the propagating wave. Okay, so this point is very important to note down that the diffraction is due to the superposition of secondary wavelets coming from the different part of the same wavefront. Okay, so in diffraction there are a large number of harmonic waves which superimpose to each other and gives the diffraction pattern, and the interference pattern and the diffraction patterns are quite different from each other. The in the interference, the intensity of the all bright bands are same, however in diffraction it's not true. Okay, in interference pattern the intensity of minmage is in fact almost zero or very small, but in diffraction pattern intensity of minmage are never be equal to zero. Okay, so you see that in the interference pattern the contrast is very good between bright and dark, and in diffraction there is a problem of the contrast, or you can say that there is a poor contrast between bright and dark. Okay, so diffraction and interference are quite differ from each other, but basically they both have the same mechanism. Okay, interference is due to the superposition of the waves coming from two or more sources, coherent sources, while diffraction is the result of superposition of secondary wavelets coming from the different part of the same wavefront. Okay, so here Grimaldi was the physicist who first gave the name diffraction in 1660. Okay, so now let's discuss some other points, important points about the diffraction. So here I arrange some important point for you. The diffraction is an ordinary property of all types of the wave. This is very important. Diffraction is an exclusive property also for all types of the wave, because the waves show the diffraction property. Okay, so all types of the wave, whether it is a mechanical wave or light wave or any electromagnetic wave, sound wave, water wave, and even then the matter waves, okay, gives the diffraction. And this point is also, the second point is also very important, that it is not necessary always to be have a aperture, sharp aperture or any other diffracting object. Okay, there, if there is a variation in the refractive index in the medium, in the case of the light, this may cause the diffraction. Or when a sound wave travels through the medium with varying acoustic impedance, then it may also give rise to the diffraction. Okay, so all the waves diffract, including the gravitational waves, water waves, and other electromagnetic waves such as X-ray, radio wave, heat wave, infrared, light wave, radio wave. Any type of the wave has the property of the diffraction. Furthermore, quantum mechanics also demonstrate that matter possesses wave-like properties. Okay, you know from the de Broglie hypothesis that every material particle in motion is equivalent to the wave. So a material particle, when it is in motion, can show the diffraction property. Okay, so this is the point. Now let's see the next point. This is the condition of the diffraction. The diffraction effect is more pronounced when the dimension of the obstacle is in comparison with the wavelength. Okay, so here I try to show the effect of dimension on the diffraction. Here the size of the obstacle is 6 lambda. Okay, so there is a very low diffraction, and as the size of the obstacle comes in the comparison with the wavelength, the diffraction becomes more and more pronounced. Okay, so this is the condition. A means size of the obstacle should nearly equal to the wavelength of the light to be diffracted. Now let's see the next point. The diffraction of electromagnetic wave is difficult due to its small wavelength. Okay, I explained this point in the previous point, that the size of both should be same. Size of the obstacle and size of the wave should be same. And the electromagnetic wave, due to its small wavelength, so it is very difficult to diffract it. Okay, and that's why the diffraction of light is very rare in nature. Okay, now due to diffraction we obtain the diffraction pattern. It is too much similar with the interference pattern, but has some differences also. So the variation in the intensity of light on the screen due to diffraction is called the diffraction pattern. So here there is a light source, we use a slit here. Okay, and then after there is a screen, and on the screen we obtain the modified intensity distribution. So there is a one particular pattern of the diffraction in which we obtain the linear fringes. Some are bright, some are dark, and they are alternative in nature, but they have unequal intensity, unequal width, and some more other features. Okay, so this is the diffraction pattern. Next point, diffraction could not be explained by the Newton theory or Young's theory of interference. Okay, Fresnel explained the diffraction by Huygens wave theory. Okay, and last point is that interference and diffraction are closely related to each other. Okay, so diffraction and interference are closely related and not exactly identical in meaning, and Feynman observed that diffraction tends to be used when referring to the many of the wave sources, and interference when only a few are considered. Okay, so basically when there are very few sources, then there is interference, and when there are a large number of waves, then diffraction may takes place. Okay, so this is our video lesson. Thank you.